Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Andrew, and today we're going to be talking about a few of the Microsoft certs that I think are some of the, I'd say, very affordable / good fundamentals that you can grab to have a better understanding of some of the Microsoft tools and kind of Microsoft as a whole of things you can kind of look into. As always, with this channel, we're always looking for, I want free resources or something that's very more or less cost effective to get into cyber, because obviously, as you know, you have your SANS classes, your CompTIA classes, CCNA, Splunk, Elastic, Chronicle, CrowdStrike, and many of these certifications can cost up to anywhere between $250 to $400. And so one thing I'm trying to bring to this channel and bring to light for you guys are more cost-effective certifications, one that are good for still that beginner level, trying to get that information and knowledge to get better into the field, learn the terminology, and actually just have a good basic fundamentals on some of the things that are important. So tonight's video, we're going to be focusing on Microsoft Certified Security Compliance and Identity Fundamentals, which is SC-900. So one fun fact about a lot of the CompTIA, got CompTIA on the mind. A lot of the things nice about the Microsoft certifications is for many of the certifications that are your 900 level here, those don't expire. They are one and done certifications. Now, however, if you're looking at like 102 or Azure 800 or 401 or AZ or SC-200, those are ones I believe you still have to renew every 1 to 2 years. But a lot of things and very fun, enjoyable things I like here with your SC-900 and many of the Microsoft certification courses, as long as you're signed in and you navigate over to the learn.microsoft.com, preparing for the exam is as easy as jumping to this link, navigating down to prepare for the exam or practice for the exam, and then simply just scheduling the exam once you're ready and prepared for the exam. So if you go ahead and click into the prepare for the exam, that is going to take you to the Microsoft continued course that it has that will teach you, go through the processes for understanding SC-900. It's going to go over obviously concepts of security, compliance, capabilities of Microsoft Entra, capabilities of Microsoft Security Solutions, and of course, Microsoft Compliance Solutions. Now, when I went ahead and did this certification, I've been in now cybersecurity for just under 8 years. I simply just went right to the practice test, and when I took my first run at it, I looked to see at the issues or maybe the weakened areas that I had at the very end where it says, hey, what did you do well in? What did you do poor in? And then I pivoted to whatever section I did poor in. But as you can see, this training, honestly, you could probably get done in the full day. So you have 45 minutes here for the top path. There's only 4. You have your Microsoft Security Compliance, which is a 2-hour class, 4 different units. The Microsoft Security Compliance and Identity Fundamentals, another 2 hours. And then your Microsoft Security Compliance and Identity Fundamentals describing capabilities. It runs about, we'll round it up and just call it 2 hours. So you're looking at roughly 2, 4, 6, probably 10 hours total when it comes to PowerPoint and kind of going through these units or courses to prepare for the exam. Now, let's just say you took the course, you have all the information in your head now, and you're just, boom, you're ready to go take the test. It's as simply as now just going to scheduling the exam, and you have 45 minutes for the exam. We'll get into that here in a second. But I would always recommend taking a practice assessment. So you can either click on the practice assessment, or if you actually pivot back to this first page where you're at the SC-900 information page, you have your practice for the exam. So here's what I like is a lot of these questions I actually used off of Microsoft's page here. You will very much 100% see them very similarly on the exam. Slightly reworded, maybe put into a different multiple choice where it's one single question with 3 little yes nos, or even a drop down and select the correct answer. So, and the cool thing I like about this, I'll see if I can show you on this one, in the shared security module, what responsibilities are retained by customers when hosting infrastructure as a service? I want to say that's going to be the operation system. Cool. Hey, I got it right. Excellent. So here's what I like. You can do 1 or 2 things when you're practicing for this exam. 1, you can go in blank and just guess your question and go to the next, and you'll find out at the very end your percentage, and then you can always review your questions at the end to see which one you got right, which one you got wrong. Or as you're going through the exam, if you want to say, you know what, I think it's operation systems, and let's say you want to check it right then and there to see if the question is correct, you simply just hit check your answer, and it's going to tell you if the question was correct. I personally like doing this way. One, because if I get it incorrect, I don't want to build a bad habit on always associating that first choice or guess I'm putting at what the question is actually asking. So I like to see right off the bat, hey, is it operation systems when it comes to what are customers hosting infrastructure as a service responsible for? And it helps me out a lot when it comes to that training. And yeah, and it's only 50 questions and it's very quick. You can knock this out and actually it reshuffles the questions and asks you different questions every time you do the practice exam, which is super nice. Which security assumes everything is open? So which security model assumes that everything is in an open and untrusted network? Oh man, this was a hot word a few years ago. That is zero trust. Everything is open and untrusted. So boom. So, but yeah, so this is very quick and easy to study. Get your proof of concepts and that understanding once you actually get done with that course and into the practice test. And then we get into preparing for your exam. So some very simple things, just like CompTIA and many other certifications, you have two choices. You can do a self-proctored where you're doing it at your house, or you can go to a testing center that is close to you. Excuse me. And it's nice because I've always been, I'll call it bias of always going into testing centers. Because one, I've always wanted, if something were to happen during my exam, I want it to be on the exam facility's fault. Because one, that means you'll get a free retest usually. If there's a power outage, something disconnects, there's an issue with the machine, it doesn't fall on you because, hey, I went to this site, I went to this proctored facility, everything was supposed to work, it didn't. So now they need to provide a solution to that to make you be able to retest. However, for this test, it's only 45 minutes long. I want to say it's roughly 45 to 50 questions. It's very short. And you can take it from home or go through Person View and take it out back at your house. So the nice thing too, it's only $100. However, and this goes to my students and organizations and / military, most of the time, depending on the link or email you use for this. So for my military veterans, if you use your government email, your .gov, that will take this $99 to $50, which is $50 is a dinner for 2-3 weeks, or dinner for a week, honestly, probably with this day and age and how much eggs are costing. Or just cut back on coffee for a week and boom, you've now just covered your cert. Obviously, for many organizations, if you're working somewhere, I would check to see if you have vouchers covering Microsoft or Google certifications. Back at my previous job, they had free vouchers for a lot of the Microsoft Suite and Google certifications that we could request, and then obviously the voucher was free. So, but there's additional certification resources for study guides, exam replays, Microsoft credentials, support your credentials, certification poster. Tons of choices of what I think would be very beneficial to learn. Now, do you need SC-900 in this day and age to get into cybersecurity, and will this get you a job? I think it would help. I wouldn't say that just by getting this alone, it is going to be your pivot into an open door of a plethora of interviews. But with a lot of places having Windows as their primary operation system rather than Linux, having an understanding strong Microsoft fundamentals and understanding how their security and compliance work on these hosts, I think will take you a long way. So when it comes to a scale 1 to 10, where I think SC-900 falls, I would probably put it around a 6.5 out of 10 when it comes to, do I need this certification to get into cybersecurity? So I hope you enjoyed this short video. If you're going to get your SC-900, good luck. Have a great time. I think it's a great, fun little certification to quickly study. I roughly got mine probably in about a week turnaround. But once again, I've been in the field for 9 years. I had a lot of good, strong, basic fundamentals already down for the certification. And it was very much, I'd say, rudimentary for me and for many other folks that maybe haven't gone through the Microsoft suite of certifications for their 900 levels. They're all basic fundamental questions. And when you were reading through your test, process of elimination, it's A, B, C, D. You can pretty much knock out 2 right off the bat that don't match up and then use your process to figure out if it's going to be, it's a 50-50 choice. So hope this video helped. If you liked it, drop it a like, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for my next little update on what certs I think are beneficial for breaking into cyber. Catch you on the next video.